แปลงร่าง
เกิดแล้ว
แปลงร่างพอดีจังหวะอะ
ทำไมดูหลบซูมเหรอ
หลบซูม
มันฟ้องเกียร์แน่
안녕하세요. 저는 비전 스트라이커의 소속 스택스 공택이라고 합니다.
ให้มันต้องเถอะนะมันต้องเถอะ
그냥 어쩔 때는
เกมไม่ได้สู
굉장히
สีหน่อย
공격적이기도 하고 어쨌든 굉장히 수비적이기도 하고 말은 굉장히 많이 하면서 풀어나가는
ไม่มี
스타일이기도
ดูด
하고
เลือดอะกูอยากดูดเลือด
조금
อะ
이것저것 다 하는 스타일이긴 한데 딱히 한 개로는
แต่ถ้า
정리하기
มันซูม
힘들
กู
것 같아요.
เห็นกูอยู่แต่เรายืนดูกูอยู่
그냥
บอกไอ้เฮียที่ทำวินวอล์กกูเห็น
복잡한
อะไรเงี้ย
스타일입니다.
จะมีไอ้ที่ลูกเข้าไปตายด้วยป่ะมาคุย
저번에도 똑같이 얘기했지만 마코 선수는 진짜 잘하는 것 같고 침착한 선수고
โดนแล้วช่วยด้วย
버즈 선수는 이제 엔트리 특화되어 있는 이제
รัก
정신
ก่อน
나간 놈
จี
이렇게 설명할 수 있고 알비는 이제 뭐 말할 것도 없이 굉장히 잘하는 선수고 이제 킹이랑
ไม่ต้องใช้บิ๊กคิวหรอก
라키아
สู้
선수
พวกเนี้ย
또한 굉장히 잘하는 선수로 저는
มึงโยนทิ้งให้มันดีเอาของให้มันดี
เนี่ยกูกดทิ้งไปแล้วเนี่ยไม่เห็นนะกดเล่นไปแล้วนะแค่มันจับกูสกิลเดียวกูกดทิ้งไปแล้ว
아마도
กูโดน
제일
ตัวแล้ว
เดี๋ยวดิ
의미가 있는 게
우선
이제
졌다,
처음 발로한테 이제
맨날
월드컵을
วิ่ง
เอาแล้ว
ที่มันทิ้งหัวไปดีโอ้โห
지금까지 해볼 수 없던 거를 해보는
นี่
거니까
อ่ะต้องสุ่มไปดี
느낌이
สุ่มไปดี
새로울 것 같아요. 아마 다른 사람으로 태어나지 않을까라는 생각을 해봅니다.
แต่มันกดกูคนเดียววะทำไมไม่กดแท็กมึงบ้างเลย
어떻게 보면은 대한민국이라는 나라에서 한 팀만 올라와서 저희가
ไอ้สายวิน
올라왔는데
วอล์กก็เฟี้ยวเข้าหาพวกตัวนุ๊กไอ้พวกตัวหลังๆเนี่ย
긴장되는
บาย
것도
เลย
있긴 하지만
저
좀
빈대
어깨
쏘고 많이
무거운
쏘는
것도 있긴
거야.
하지만
좀 무리해
그런 건
좀 조이는
중요하지
거야.
않고 그냥
เมื่อกี้ซูมาเด็กน้อยอะหลบตันไอ้เฮียนี่ก็ใช่
이번 대회에 임하는
วิ่งเอาแล้วโดนแล้ว
걸 하고 있고 딱히 그냥 좀 무덤덤하다라는 말이 좀 어울리는 것 같아요 저는 지금.
บอกว่า
그런 거는 전혀 없고 저희가 잘해서 여기 올라왔다고 생각하기 때문에 그런 거는 저희가 노력한 거에 보상이라고 생각하기 때문에 압박도
ดูดิละลายเป็นขี้อะกูซิเวตอะกูอ้าวลืมกดหลบซูมไปดีเมื่อกี้ไม่เห็นหลบกัน
I feel like I'm even more scared now hearing Stacks say they're just chilling.
เดี๋ยวไลออน
Just rock up to chill. I mean, it's only the World Championships, guys. Come on, don't take it so seriously.
I love it.
Yeah.
Because he said they've earned their spot, right? So they're not feeling like an intruder on this from like a small region. They feel like they can win the tournament, and that's what you want to hear from the in-game leader.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, their opponent today, Full Sense, they came through LCQ. They won here for the last international tournament, a Masters 3. But I gotta say, they beat Dongwon, they beat Newton, they beat like all of the best Korean teams that were expected to be here. And now it feels like just that Vision Strikers, they're the final boss, and these guys are the Korean Slayers.
You know what? If there's a bit of kryptonite, you have to start. As long as Vision Strikers can get over this hurdle, nothing will stop them. So starting off with the big bomb of the kryptonite will be the key here for Full Sense. This is probably the best matchup they could have gotten, and a lot of people might combat me on that, but I truly think maybe their playstyle is the one that manipulates, especially a team like Vision Strikers who's highly strategic. You look to a team like Full Sense, and they're throwing 100 different agents at the wall and seeing what sticks, yeah?
Yeah, they're one of those teams where if you look at their stats on VLR, you're like, oh my god, they have so many different comps. I don't even know which VOD to watch. Yeah, they're playing a different comp every single VOD. So it kind of takes the preparation away from Vision Strikers and puts the ball back in Full Sense's court, right? They can play whatever game they want, whatever comp they want. And Vision Strikers can't predict that.
I do want to talk more about that because PTC, the player who's played 10 different agents, that's in the last 60 days. But also, Lammy Snacks has played 9 different agents as well. They're just all over the shop. They're crazy. But yeah, talk me through why this player could unlock things for them, Sean.
I really like PTC. So he's a player, if you look at their most recent matches, which I believe are kind of trolls because they've already qualified here. They're playing some teams that have already qualified here as well, like X10. They did a 5 duelist comp. So that kind of affects what shows. His KO, though, is insane on Ascent. I think he has 280 ACS on KO in the last like 90 days. That is unreal. So his initiator play, in my opinion, is what has elevated this team up and got them here. Like you mentioned Vision Strikers the only Korean team here. They took out they are the reason for that.
Yeah, absolutely. And if we're sort of focusing on PTC here, I was looking through the fact that not only did he play Duelist, and okay, he's jumping it around with John Olsen, for example. You never know who's going to play the Jet on which map because they're just throwing it between them. But not only that, he had played Duelist, he played Initiators, and then he was like, I want to try a Sentinel as well. I'm going to see how I rock around with the Sentinel. I mean, he has so much going on, but he is their defensive linchpin for their side. So if he's not popping off on the defense, he's real bad for full sense because he is their foundation there.
I would love to know how you anti-strat this team. I feel like
no, you don't.
You just have to rock up and just pray that they play something you expected them to. But as we welcome this Thailand squad to the main stage, let's dive a little more into Full Sense.
Hello, I'm PTC from Full Sense. I'm being the in-game leader for the team. Mostly I'm just call for the team like, what are we gonna do next? What are we gonna do now? Yeah, we're presenting Thailand along with X10. First of all, before the tournament start, we did not expect to winning the whole tournament at all. I think the time for us to prove ourselves. Arnoldson is a jet player for us. Mostly you guys know that usually using operator, but our team do not rely on operator as much. We stick to rifle most of the time. This Char is our sentinel for the team. He didn't do much, he just, watching our backs, did not get flying or anything. And Super Buzz, he's the most aggressive player for us because he's playing controller. Lami Snack is initiator, but his playstyle is like Super Buzz, which is different role. Thank you everyone who supported us through LCQ and now in Champions. Representing Thailand and the whole series. We do our best in this 20.
กูไม่มีซื้อเกิดนะเราต้องชนะนะไฟเนี่ยไม่ได้ซื้อเกิดแล้วนะเอานะต้องเอานะไอ้ของป่าเลยชิ้นเอานะไงเวทอะปูนนะเอาไปดิเรื่องคอนตันใหญ่เลยดูใหญ่เดี๋ยวก็จะเอาไอ้โคเซเบอร์ออกเฮ้ยดีปะวะไม่ดีอะของกูแล้วบิ๊กบีบิ๊กบีตอนกดแล้วก็เปลี่ยนดูใหญ่ออกให้ดูใหญ่เข้าแทนของมาเข้าถึงตัวมังกี้ล้วนเลยเอาล่างให้แตกกัน3 ทางมันจะได้การันตีชัวร์ว่ามันจะแพ้แล้วอ้าวมาก่อนการ
อุ้ยหาฟินนะฟินอยู่ไหนอะรอฟินให้พวกมึงตีบ้านเลยโอ้โหไอ้เฮียมันออกทางเขียวมันเต็มเลยว่ะรอบเลยเจอกันเฮียขาเขียวเต็มเลยวิ่งเข้ามาโรชานไอ้เหี้ยโคหล่อแน่เลยสุดเกินเอาโรชานด้วยว่ะสุดเกินจะตายในบ้านแล้วจะตายในบ้านแล้วนะตายในบ้านแล้วจะตายในบ้านกันแล้วจะตายในบ้านแล้วตายในบ้านเลยละกันรู้ตัวแล้วโดนแล้วพระราชทานกระสุนพระราชทาน
Welcome back, everyone. We are moments away from our first match, but first, I want to talk to you about our first annual Tacti Hunt. So essentially, there will be 3 of these little friends. You guys can see them on the desk. They're super, super cute. They are going to be hidden throughout the broadcast today. When you find one, I want you guys to take a selfie using the hashtag Valorant Champions Hunt and Tacti Hunt, and we'll randomly select submissions and feature them on the show. Get creative and have fun with these guys. I know, Sean, you are really in love. You fall in love with the one in front of you. I did make Sean swap with me.
Well, usually you actually dressed up as
I did. This was my Halloween costume. Yeah. But yeah, I want to see some fun stuff for you guys. Make sure you keep your eyes peeled as well. They're going to be scattered everywhere. And yeah, Jesse got the squirrel.
I do, and he's got a grenade in his hand. So if you're looking to drop a bomb, my man here has got you covered.
I absolutely love it. I love it. I cannot wait, guys. But like I said, guys, the first match is on its way. We're just a moment away from starting. You guys haven't seen the stage at home yet, but come on, guys, we gotta hype up how nice it is.
No, I gotta cool myself down because that is how good it is over there. My goodness, it is really rocking in those stage back there.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait for everything to come out. Oh my god, hype. I can't wait either.
I can't wait either. Well, an entire year of competition has led to this day one of VCT Champions starts right now.
จะเล่นต่อป่ะหรือยังไงปูนถ้าอย่างงี้แปลว่าอะไรอย่างงี้แปลว่าอะไรกูไม่ต้องถามเลย
Do you remember your first time seeing the impossible? When the first masters emerged, they were challenged to evolve, challenged to create masterpieces that would inspire millions. The mix of personal style and pure skill that redefined the game. This is where the best players from around the world will clash. And champions will be born, dreaming of greatness. Now we will all bear witness to split-second sparks that changed the course of esports history. And inspire future generations to find their own flash of brilliance.
Spider-Man สรุปว่าถูกมาเวลอีกยาวๆอีก3ภาคใจภาคไม่ถ้าอย่างเงี้ยเดาได้แล้วถ้าอย่างนี้เดาได้เลยมันต้องเป็นอีเวนต์เกี่ยวกับ Spider-Man 1อีเวนต์ใหญ่ๆแน่นอนอีเวนต์ตุ้มๆอ่ะ Spider-Verse อันหนึ่งอันถ้าที่เป็นไปได้สุดนะตอนนี้คือ Spider-Verse ก็คือแบบว่าเพราะตอนนี้มันมีเรื่องของแบบว่ามิติที่มันแบบว่ามันหวนเนี่ยเพราะว่าเรื่องไอ้ที่หมอแปลกทำมันมีอย่างเดียวที่ทำได้ตอนนี้จะทำให้แบบไฮมากคือไอ้เรื่องไอ้ Spider-Verse เนี่ยก็คือจะเห็นแบบ Spider-Man จากมิติทะลุออกมาจากมิติอ่ะแบบทุกเวอร์ชันอ่ะโคตรหล่อเท่เป็นเรื่องที่น่าดูมากๆเกียร์สตรีมอยู่อ่ะเบียร์
ไม่อยู่เอาแล้ว
เกียร์ไม่อยู่อ่ะ
just gonna say it. That's gotta be the greatest teaser trailer I've ever seen, like in anything. Period. Full stop.
It's actually just
It's
unreal. It's unreal. Like, can I just live in the metaverse created by those editors? Like, I just want to live in that place. It's so insane.
As you were vibing over there, I was sitting here and I was like, yeah, I'm getting down to all of this. I felt like I was really there, part of it. Damn, they were on top of that. My goodness, you're right. It has to be in my top 2 for sure.
But that's the best one, Jess.
I mean,
that's the best one.
You know what?
That has to be the best one.
You know what? All right, I can be convinced. I'm convinced.
Yeah, I mean,
also
also,
the top one.
but it's the sets from the music video, Die For You. Like, there is the stage set in the Brimstone set. It's insane. But yeah, I mean, production editors, if you want to put me and Sean in that video, all you have to do is ask.
Well,
we'll be there in a heartbeat.
They put Bala's match history in there. The red background.
Oh.
Yeah, they got Bala.
Sean, you can't do that to the man. He's not even here to defend himself.
No.
He deserves this.
I mean, all I want to say is that I outfragged you in our pug. But anyway, it's time for us to move on to the maps for today. We were theorizing about Fracture. It is the new map here, added into the map pool. I would love to see it, and Sean, I know you would as well.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what the strategic teams, like your Fanatics, like your Vision Strikers, have to say on Fracture. What do they look like on the map? What does their comps look like? We don't know yet. We don't know what's going to happen. Also, I mean, coming out of Masters Berlinians, we saw a lot of Breeze bans coming out.
Yeah.
Breeze was the new map. Well, now you have 2 choices, Fracture and Breeze.
Yeah.
So all the teams here have to make the choice. Which one do we want to play, or both? Do we want to play both of these new maps?
I really don't think, and I'm just going to put it out there really quickly, that there are going to be teams, especially like Full Sense, that maybe aren't as strategic as Vision Strikers who are going to take that risk. You're better off getting that out of your map pool consistently, going to what you know, rather than trying to counterban your opponent, knowing full well that they might be ready on Fracture and you yourself are not.
I mean, Stacks also after the press... There we go. I mean, after the press conference yesterday where he said that Fracture is one of their best maps, Jess,
there you go.
It's not too surprising for Full Sense to ban it.
If Full Sense didn't get rid of Fracture, I would have been a little bit concerned because I had not seen an inkling of them going to Fracture, but Ascent going out as well. Do you want to know why? That's one of Full Sense's best maps. That's called a counterban.
Yeah, that's going right into the teeth of the Full Sense map vetoes, right? So they take Ascent out, and look at that. Full Sense taking Haven. I mean, that's a pretty solid... what map isn't solid for Vision Strikers, to be honest? But I love watching Full Sense on this map. I think the initiator play is great on Haven.
And not only that, Full Sense, this is their most played map in this roster ever. So they are going to a map that they are highly familiar with. They themselves know that if there was a map that they should know inside and out, and maybe you can play a bit more flexible, it's going to be Haven.
I'm interested to see what Vision Strikers pick it because they left Breeze open as well. So I'm assuming they'll ban that next time because they banned Breeze a couple of times here at Masters 3 and they've only ever played on air. Oh, okay. Vision Strikers have picked Breeze, Sean, a map where they previously banned.
It's pretty insane. And this is one of those things that I talked about coming into the veto. They play Fracture apparently and they picked Breeze. That is terrifying if you're a team playing against them because that means you have to be adequate on both of those maps because they're just going to pick the opposite one every time. So this is such a power play early in this tournament from Vision Strikers. I love it. I love this.
I'm going to make a speculation here in that not only have they counterbanned here and they've gone, this is your best map, let's get rid of it, but also let's pick a map that in recent times you've actually done really bad on. Go to Breeze. We've only played it once in recent terms and, well, whilst we won it, I mean, what doesn't Vision Strikers usually win? And let's go to the map that you're not going to be confident on. I like this. This is a complete counter look into the map veto here for Vision Strikers.
Okay. Well, as you guys can see, Icebox is the one we're going to go to last. Jess, I feel like Vision Strikers might have maybe slightly won the vetoes.
Oh,
this is scary.
The fact that you couldn't get rid of Icebox early enough from Full Sense meant that you were inevitably going to have to go there, but to a map that I can just see Vision Strikers, should they even get to that map, needing to just bowl over Full Sense. I'm not sure if Sean agrees with me here, but this map veto is looking really hot here outside of the Breeze.
Yeah, on the surface level, it looks like it's going heavily in the favor of Vision Strikers. But the reason why I think Icebox would be floated as the third map is because Full Sense thought that Vision Strikers would probably pick the map. So they heavily prepared for it. They did all of the prep work responsible for playing this map in the series. So when it came as an option to ban Bind or Icebox, they probably you know, sided towards the preparation map, which is Icebox. Unfortunately, Vision Strikers is insane on Icebox.
I mean, they are insane on pretty much every map, it feels like. But with the maps locked in, we'll be taking a quick break here. On the other side, however, we've got Game 1 of VCT Champions.
Thanks, officer. Thanks, officer. Stay low key.
Now, the vetoes are in. We know we're going to be going to Haven first. We also know that Full Sense, they like to do some funky, fresh things, you know, with their comps and their agents. But they have played KO here in the past. Would you like to see them bring out the KO?
I would, but I really like when they run a Breach and other initiators as well. I think they need the initiators to shut down Buzz, though. I think Buzz needs to be shut down on Haven.
You know what? If you're targeting singular players on the side of Vision Strikers, you're kind of going in the wrong direction, because Vision Strikers, like, well, we have Buzz, but we also have a multiplicity of other players on the roster who are just waiting behind. It's like, like when you go through the first boss and there's like 4 other bosses behind, that's Vision Strikers right now. So I would like to see them target through their utility. I don't think, based off their win conditions that I've gone through, that 90% of the time they actually even go for the objective base. They mostly win through elimination, which worries me considerably because Vision Strikers, they might be strategic, but they damn know how to shoot as well.
I mean, since stage 2, Vision Strikers, they've lost 1 time here. So how much would you like to see them change things up, or you just don't fix what's not broken?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Do not change if it is not broke. I know there's 100 different sayings for it. In Australia, we also have like 15, so shout out to my Aussie friends out there who know them, but don't change anything. And this is not the most formidable opponent as well, so think about your future games.
Yes.
Back when I was a coach, I would tell players, don't pull out the pocket strat unless you're desperate in the moment and you've got to win the map. Don't pull it out.
Well, sorry, Sean, gonna have to cut you off there, but because the stage is ready, the players are set, this is it. Guys, let's get this party started and meet Vision Strikers and 4 Cents. Well, this is it, the start of the group of death here at VCT Champions. But as you guys can see, no lack here on the stage. Not expected on this map, Sean, but hopefully we'll see him maybe on the next 2.
Yeah, maybe they'll sub him in at some point throughout this series. I mean, we did get the preview with him in the roster, so I think we will see him at some point in this series. But oh my god, the gold into my eyes. I'm just seeing gold, I'm feeling gold, everything. It's so pretty. I love it.
My god, I feel like it's like an Olympics vibe. It's like, what's the first place on the podium? Yeah, you got to wear the gold. That's where we're at. We're getting world championships, baby.
Oh, we are indeed, but I'm not sure if you guys at home can hear the energy and feel how hyped both of these teams are. But we talk about expectations and pressure, but Jess, it's pretty much one team that's expected to maybe even make the finals of this entire tournament, and another one who don't have that pressure, who are just here to show everybody what they can do.
That is a scary opponent. When they come in, they go, we're just happy to be here. We'll see the results that we can put up on the board. 4 Cents can do that. They're also the Korean Slayers, so I do think Vision Strikers has a fierce opponent. I hope they haven't come in and underestimated their opponent just because on paper they themselves should win.
Yeah, they should win, but 4 Cents has a puncher's chance, and even greater than that in my eyes, especially when we remember what Paper Rex did to Vision Strikers.
Yes.
Going back to that Haven game, they pushed them to the limit in that series. So I think 4 Cents can, run it back and do the same thing. But Vision Strikers, man, they are just forever evolving, and I think if 4 Cents wants to have that success, it's going to have to come in different ways.
And it's not even that. Look at Vision Strikers. I know both teams are incredibly young. How do you get that experience to sit in a LAN environment across from each other and know full well that you can't crack under pressure? You need to keep everything cool, calm, and collected. And there might be some sharp words coming from across the room in certain rounds. So you got to be ready to deflect those.
Yeah, I mean, Vision Strikers have a lot of energy whenever they're on stage. But let's talk about Haven a little bit more. The first map we're going to be diving into, of course, 4 Cents' pick. Do you both feel like this is a must-win for them if they want to take down Vision Strikers? Like they don't want to go to the map 3?
I mean, if you go to map 3 of Icebox and you manage to get it there, I'm surprised to begin with. But I also think that that is a map that if Vision Strikers lose, that would tell the story for me for their entire tournament beyond. You don't lose on Icebox, so I don't even see it making that far. And if it does, I see VS on the board.
Map.
It's gold.
It's so amazing. But yeah, I think they need this map.
Absolutely.
I can't see them, losing this map and then stealing Breeze and Icebox back to back against Vision. It's just not going to happen, right? So this is where Full Sense needs to come into this series, and they can't start slow. They absolutely have to hit the ground running.
I mean, we spoke about the versatility of PTC, but the rest of the team as well, Sean. It feels like they can basically play anything or any comp, and everybody steps up, whether it's duelists, initiators, whatever. They can do it all. So how much do you think that's going to come into play today? How important is that?
Well, I think John Olsen and PTC are the players to watch. Yep. And something that really alarmed me in the interview was the fact that they're like, Superbus is our controller player, which means he's the most aggressive player on our team. And I was like, oh, that's a little bit of a different philosophy than the ones that I normally hear. I mean, I can respect it. That's what got them here, but that is a very different playstyle than some of the more successful teams at this tournament.
It's hard to counter them as well if you're Vision Strikers and you come in being a very strategic team, probably used to countering in some way, shape or form. And I mean, I have multiple players on the side of Full Sense playing Jet. I got John Olsen, PTC, Superbus has played Jet as well in the recent history. I mean, whatever they lock in, it's going to be John Olsen
this
on
is
the Jet this time.
Very quick Prime Gaming Ages that lock in, but on the side of Vision Strikers, they haven't changed anything. Like you guys said, they don't need to. But Sean, what do you make of the team composition for Full Sense?
I love it. I love both these comps. The fact that we get Breach versus Breach on Haven, this is something that just doesn't happen in NA. This is such a treat for me to be able to watch this match. I love it. The double initiator from Full Sense, I mentioned how they're going to need that to shut down Buzz on this Jet roll. I think that is the matchup I'm looking for. The initiators versus Buzz. Can they push them off the angles?
Well, I want to see how John Olsen does making the space for Full Sense, because if they are relying on that win condition of elimination 9 times out of 10, they're not getting on their attacking side, especially not getting the objective down most of the time, then that just means their space makers are going to have to make a heck of a lot of space and do it really early into the round.
Well, I'm going to ask you guys the hard question here. Predictions. Who do you think is taking not just this map, but the entire series?
Vision Strikers.
Vision Strikers 2-0 in the series, but if they lose that Breeze map, my entire philosophy on them in this tournament changes. So they need to win 2-0.
Okay, why? Just really quickly, I want to know why.
Breeze is a very aim-based map, and I think proving that they can just out-aim one of the aim-based teams at this tournament would be massive, for my perception of them.
Do you have the similar faith in the 2-0 towards Vision Strikers?
Absolutely, absolutely. And even if it was to make it to Icebox, I really don't see Full Sense being able to pull that away from Vision Strikers in any capacity, really, at least on paper. I mean, we could be totally wrong. Full Sense could have a ton of things up their sleeves, but I think it would be irresponsible for me to sit here and say, on paper, Full Sense has a good chance at this.
I mean, I have to play devil's advocate and be like, come on, boys, you got this. They didn't beat every good Korean team at LCQ. Maybe they've got, they've got it cracked. They know how to beat the Korean team. Who knows, I mean, there's no other team I feel like have had that level of success. When you look at the game, teams like Newton and Damwon, like this team, they might know what they're doing here. But I do want to ask you, Jeff and Sean as well. What is the one thing that you want to see from Full Sense? Even if they don't come out here winning, what do you want to make sure they get right?
I want to see them adapt. If they're not a team that is super strategic and they know themselves they're consistently relying on eliminations, even on their attack, I want to see them look at the rounds they're losing and go, if this isn't working, let's stop repeating it. That is the definition of insanity. We need to change something up. I hope they have something in their back pocket, because if you're bringing the Breach, I want to see some combinations of utility that is going to disrupt a very cohesive Vision Strikers.
Yeah, for me, that's a very good one. But for me, I think playing a team like Vision Strikers, you're going to fall into trap plays a lot. In 5 versus 5 scenarios, one of your players is going to get picked off in some weird way. How do you respond from that moment? Do you shell up and become really passive and then just kind of, like limp into a site at the last second and just get slaughtered? That is what I do not want to see. I want to see decisive plays out of Full Sense, very fast adaptations throughout the game, and I think they could steal Haven.
I mean, I know you said your philosophy is going to change if they do drop a Breeze, but what about the other maps? How would you feel if, Vision Strikers aren't able to take Haven?
Ooh, if they weren't able to take Haven, I don't think that's that big of a deal. Honestly, I really don't. Given how deep Vision Strikers' map pool is and how Haven plays out, typically it's very aggressive on the defensive side because of the fact there's 3 sites. So it could be coin flippy depending on how the pistols go, right? I can forgive them for losing, but if they drop Breeze, which is their pick, I will not forgive Vision Strikers.
Not even that. I will forgive them for losing to Full Sense's biggest map pick throughout the entirety of this roster existing. So if there's one map I expect Full Sense to do well on, it's the one that they are most versed on. And if they can't win that one against Vision Strikers, I don't see it going well for them unless they can adapt between maps.
Yeah, I mean, we spoke about what I want you guys to see from Full Sense, but you know, this early on in the tournament, as Vision Strikers, what do you want to see? How should they set the precedent?
Oh, I've got my coach's hat on right now, and if I'm the coach of Vision Strikers, I turn around and go, don't underestimate them, but also remember we have many a days of games ahead. So it's almost like show the cards, but don't show the cards. Don't go full chips in, just kind of be a little bit passive with the way that you're going about this. And I would like to see them put a little on show, but don't show all of your cards at once.
I mean, Cloud9 and Fnatic are definitely watching this series. They're going to be watching to see what they do.
Yeah, that's what I'm curious if Vision Strikers is going to play an aggressive, disruptive style, trying to take Full Sense away from the executes, you know, or are they going to shell up and play passive, knowing that they're a better team and have planned out retakes? They could take this either way.
I mean, sure, I know you were really excited about the team comms, you know, the Breach Jet combos, two Breach and Jets going up against each other. But how do you kind of out Vision Striker their thing, the thing that they started, they shaped, they perfected? How do you take the Breach Jet to them?
So something I learned after watching a lot of Vision Strikers is you don't beat them by just putting all of your eggs in one basket and just like executing. You need to bait out these trap plays. You need to like take Garage on Haven, but just fall off of it immediately. Because likely when you're in Garage, there's gonna be some crazy thing that happens. Like a fault line combined with a flash, combined with a jet dashing in, and they retake Garage and everyone's dead in there in like 3 seconds. So you just wanna fake like you're in there and then get out. But you need to do this all across the map, everywhere. So the rounds that are longer, like the ones that Gambit played against Vision Strikers, are more successful because they can do those kind of things. If Full Sense doesn't have that mindset today, they will get obliterated.
You don't want to go up against a utility-heavy team like Vision Strikers who relies on that either in the mid-late round as well, and then not have baited out 90% of that utility and know full well that you're going to go up against it very, very quickly. I want to make sure as well that the Astra players, you were speaking about, you know, having the Breach, having the Jet in a combo, I want to see those grab wells used in really good succession. If you want to pull someone in, if you want to get kills, and if you want to get some of their space makers on their team, use it to your good effect, because that's what I'll be looking for. And I know Vision Strikers said they're going to be looking at how the Astras play and look at the smokes. We've got something funky going for you. That's what I'll be watching.
Oh, I'm getting really excited to see if Full Sense are able to do some of the things you guys want them to do. But we are experiencing a slight tech delay. So for you guys at home, let's take a closer look at Vision Strikers Lakia in this edition of The Art of Greatness.
저는 일단 창의력이란 말 하면은 그림이나 아니면은 음악같이 뭔가를 만드는 그런 게 제일 먼저 떠오르는 것 같아요.
Hi, I'm Bryce Coe, and I'm creating an illustration of the professional Valorant player Lakia. Sports as a medium that people consume and enjoy, it's like you want to see someone do something you think is like incredible. Because they play games, and then they want to see someone else do amazing at it.
저희 가족은 형이 3명이나 있는데 저희 가족이 어릴 때부터 게임을 좋아해가지고 저희 형들도 게임을 많이 했고 저희 형제 중 4명이 3명이 프로게이머였거든요.
Being creative has to do with understanding where the audience is at and surprising them, challenging them with something new and original. That's what creativity is for me within art, but I think it's the same within games.
일단 한강도 있었고 그리고 제가 어릴 때 산 올라가는 것도 좋아했었는데 그런 산 같은 데 올라가면은 보이는 딱 그런 딱 넓게 펼쳐져 있는 경관 같은 게 전 좋은 것 같아요.
He is like a super zen dude, and it has to do with my own kind of obsession with reaching that flow state, which I think he's also able to do. That's why he's so good. He knows how to become calm in the same way that like you're shutting off other things and just focus on the task at hand.
저는 제일 첫 번째 우선순위가 침착함이라고 생각해요. 왜냐하면 저는 일단 저라는 사람은 급해지면은 약간 좀 많이 흔들리는 스타일이거든요, 제가. 그래서 저는 최대한 침착하게 그 정보에 대응하려고 하고 정보 얻을 때도 침착하게. 그냥 저는 침착이 1순위인 것 같아요.
When Lakia talks about being a really calm player, that was kind of one of the main jumping off points, I think, for the illustration I made. I wanted to kind of convey the flow state that he's going through when he's playing through the visual of flowing water.
일단 저는 그런 창의적인 거라고 하면은 막 엄청 멋있거나 그런 것보다는 그 막 잔잔하고 막 평온하게 해주는 그런 아름다운 것들 관련된 거가 먼저 떠오르는 것 같아요. 그림이나 음악이나 둘 다.
One of the background elements within the piece are the mountains. It has more to do with trying to convey the type of guy he is, that it's going to be like a serene, beautiful piece. But another dimension of his life is that he's got 3 brothers. I put 3 different mountains, one to represent each of his brothers. And Lakia himself talks about like the view at the top of the mountain is something to strive for. These mountains represent that desire for him to climb, simultaneously how his brothers are part of that drive as well.
My name is Kim Jong-min, and 저는 그냥 뭐 간단하게 뭐 게임을 좋아하는 선수기도 하고 그리고 또 바깥 일상생활을 즐겨하기도 하는 사람인데 현재 20대를 게임에 엄청 집중하고 보내면서 살고 있는 사람 같아요.
Well, sad not to see Lakia in the first map, but iSpots is on the card, so if they does go to map 3, maybe we'll see him on stage.
Dude, that drawing was sick.
So, the artist's ability, I can't draw a stick, man,
No.
so don't even ask me to draw anything.
Yeah. I don't know how you just glance over that like that.
I watched
that
it
was
before.
amazing.
I watched it
okay.
already,
I didn't see that before. I was like,
I've seen it already, so I just assumed you guys have as well.
No, I've never seen that. That was really, really cool.
Well, if we don't get to be in the hype video, maybe in production we can sort out a portrait.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, they can draw me.
That would be cute.
Well, I believe we are ready to get into game, guys. It's the Koreans. It's time for the Korean Slayers to face their final boss. And speaking of final bosses, here's Paperthin and Achilles.
All right, well, today we learned we are the final bosses of Valorant casting, I suppose.
All right.
But hey, what an absolute pleasure it is to be here to bring you guys this series. You know, a bunch of firsts for us, first time being back on land with the English crew. Obviously, we're there for Reykjavik, but it's so much different now that we're here in the studio. It's time to get wild. It's time to get loud. And boy, am I excited about this set. Vision Strikers versus Full Sense. You and I have had the pleasure of casting Vision Strikers throughout this entire year, throughout their entire run of dominance. And then we also got Full Sense right at that last moment in the LCQ, where they were able to take it over Northampton in a 5-game grand final. It just feels like the stars have aligned for you and I.
Yeah, really, this is such an exciting matchup here at the beginning of this. You have the team that the desk was aptly pointing out is the Korean Slayers, right? They beat 2 very good teams, New Turn and Damwon, and those are no slouches in Korea. Those are teams that are constantly up there, getting to semifinals, getting to finals, you know, pushing the envelope in Korea. But Full Sense, tenacious. That is one of the things that I really found to be so impressive about this Thai team. They are unflappable right now. One of the things that used to be kind of a big criticism about Full Sense was that they lacked the ability to break through in the final games. They were often second place, all over the place, and finally at the LCQ, they kind of got that monkey off their back. I think right now, Full Sense is a really dangerous opponent.
Yeah, absolutely. They cannot take this lightly. I know that the desk was talking about it. You know, you can't be complacent. You can't just expect to win this series just because on paper you should. If you do that, that is when Full Sense is going to jump you. That's when they're going to catch you by surprise and manage to take away these maps that, you know, we don't expect them to be able to do. I think that we might give them a little bit more credit given what we saw them do to Northampton, but Vision Strikers is obviously going to be a much tougher opponent. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We are into the game and ready to kick off champions. Vision Strikers going to be starting on that attacker side, and for Full Sense, they need to have a strong half on this defense. That was what was severely lacking for them in the LCQ. They always were able to get their rounds on the attacking side. Defense was consistently weak.
Yeah,
I think looking at their initial defense, they're expecting some kind of C hit here. You can see a lot of the controller and sentinel utility is placed over on that side, and Vision Strikers likes to get through that window, so I love that trap wire placement there inside of Garage. You can see PTC already getting lined up. I love to see PTC here on the breach. He's really, really strong on it. Of course, everybody knows PTC is the most versatile player maybe in all of Asia. He can play anything. He's an old school attack shooter player. He's very, very strong. But to start this out, Achilleos, it's pretty quiet.
Yeah, just a lot lurking around here from Vision Strikers, just trying to find some information, see where they want to execute on. Eyes in Garage, trapwire set up for that window access, otherwise somebody could have crept forward there. So we're going to see Chalala sitting back in the cubby on the Garage exit, but now they're going to see them as they cross through into the lobby. PTC still got this line up. Decides not to pull the trigger on it. We'll wait until they get a little bit closer to the site. So you line of sight to try to pick them up one by one. Cloudburst come out, Puzz gets himself into the site. RP in the meantime manages to find two, and Puzz, despite getting tagged up early, will manage to find John Olsen in the end. Vision Strikers now have the site. They've got 5 men strong, and it's Chalala and Super Fun to try to retake.
I mean, the coordination here is so darn good from the Vision Strikers. This is what you expect, and it's nice to see it on the pistol round. You know, one of the big things early on in the year that was one of the criticisms of the Vision Strikers was their inability to secure pistol rounds. And Full Sense, to their credit, was very good in pistol rounds during the LCQ for APAC. So here for the Vision Strikers, this is a big statement to start this game.
Yeah, very much is. A clean pistol round start for Vision Strikers, always something a bit terrifying if you're on the opposite side. Chalala pushes out from heaven, manages to find one, takes out King, but the Super Bus will get traded. And now it's all on the lone Cypher. Stacks going aggressive. He's going to be greeted by the double right click. Will get taken down. He's looking for RB. Will not manage to find it. RB will get 3 kills in the round, and Vision Strikers will start off Haven with a win.
I mean, it's just so well executed. They throw all their utility at the front of the site, and then they come together at the same time. You get the dash right away from Buzz into his own smoke. He's able to divert a few guns to his attention. That opens up space for RB to get a couple big opening kills, and that's basically site open round 1 for Vision Strikers. Just based on that push, it's great patience, great timing, and they avoided kind of what Full Sense had read onto them for this opening pistol round. All of the utility was on the other side of the map here. All of the Astra stars, all of the Cypher utility was on the other side. So this was a wide open site for the Vision Strikers.
Yep, now we're right back in for the second round. Mako just going to be bodyguarding while they try to get that whole forward picked up for Stacks. And man, they will even push out quite a bit of damage there on a Super Bus. Given how far away Lammy is, getting healed up, it's not going to happen for quite some time. He's actually pushing through sewer all the way up to a lobby. He's backed up by John Olsen for a bit of a crossfire. RB hanging back in seats, kind of anticipating that they're going to be playing aggressively in this spot. I mean, this is something that we were seeing repeatedly from John Olsen, getting some punishing picks out onto Soldam when he was pushing forward like this, but he's actually going to get tagged up quite a bit, so now going to be down to 30 HP.
Yeah, John Olsen is a player that runs pretty hot and cold, to be frank, and that's not just like a superlative that a lot of people say. This is the MO of him from the region. Now here comes the execute for the Vision Strikers.
Making their way forward, King's gonna find Chalala. Strikes him down, Stacks gets on top of Super Bus as they finish up one of the tagged up members here. John Olsen still not receiving any healing here. He's next to Lammy, but he doesn't have it available, obviously, so won't be able to receive anything. So 30 HP to try to retake against 5. I mean, this is basically what you're going to expect versus Vision Strikers when they do win the pistol round. The anti-eco is going to be very, very clean from them. So very well maybe ending this round flawlessly.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for Lammy to find much value outside of maybe an exit frag or something like that, with that shorty waiting for the members of Vision Strikers to start pushing around. You see, there was a Sheriff invested here for John Olsen. Again, he's very, very good with it, but so far hasn't found much out of the way, but here we go.
Good value, fault line. Does manage to catch multiple, but Stacks is still going to find that headshot. I mean, he's already got the Rolling Thunder online here for the next round, so see if he survives. He does. Long-range little shots there with the Spectre, and Lammy's just going to be waiting to run into the explosion. Goes down, and there you go. 5 men strong, still standing for Vision Strikers, up to 0. But now with rifles getting ready to come through here for Full Sense on their first full buy round. Let's see if they can turn the tide. Like I mentioned before, they need to have a strong defense.
Yeah, really, really do. And I think for me, a lot of this defense is going to come down to Lammy Stacks, a guy who usually is on the Sova. So a lot of that information is transferred over, of course, to the Trailblazer instead of the Recon Dart. But, you know, usually this is a Sova player. So I'm really curious to see if he's going to find a lot of value out of those guiding lights and those kind of things. If he can really kind of step up, be that, he doesn't need to be aggressive necessarily like PTC was talking about the interview previously.
John Olsen,
and that's frag out of his darn mind. All right. Well, RB just looking to try to see if John Olsen's going to come out of this
ลอง
smoke.
ลงโอกาสแล้ว
Smoke set up there by full sense. There's one of those guiding lights. Stall things a little bit. Here's the
อยากให้
response
การ์ด
from
ก่อน
RB
อ่ะ
with
ได้
Trailblazer.
ดาเมจเพิ่มอีก
Not much
3% น่ะ
information to be gained
เอาไปดันดาเมจปั่นอ่ะตอนนี้ปั่นแรงแล้วตอนนี้แบบไม่กดยาจะหมื่นแล้ว
I don't know if he actually got a connection, but we know that he did get tagged down quite a bit. No, starting to play forward. The Rolling Thunder available will just be used. It's not going to catch anybody. They're all hanging back outside Heaven
เฮ้ย
Stairs.
มันเป็นบอลแพ้ทางไม่เอาโอกาสอ่ะ
John Olsen already in. Gets a nice little tap there onto King. Takes out one. Needs to do more. Finds spots just moments before that flash goes off. Gets the kill. Stacks over. Still here to try to hold it down. Tries to go for the flash point. Can't make it happen. They get the cleanup. They'll get the defuse, and that is full sense on the board.
แต่ชื่อไม่ขึ้นนี่หว่าใช่ปะ
Just get off the site. They read that this is where the Vision Strikers want to go. They know that the Rolling Thunder's online for stack. Just peace out. Wait for it to come through, and then go for the retake after that. And John Olsen, by the way, one of the few jets that we're going to have around here that likes to go for the Vandal instead of the Phantom everywhere. It is basically the only gun he goes for his rifles. And of course, he will go for the op as well, but he is very active with that Vandal. We saw that ace against Northeption on a set.
ตีมา2 วันไม่ดรอปอ่ะแต่อีกตัวหนึ่งได้มา2 ใบแล้วเนี่ยไอ้เหี้ย
It's just uncanny.
อันนี้กูแลกประดับขอรู้ไม่ด้วยเหมือนกันแต่ว่ามันต้องใส่ครบเซตถ้าใส่ครบเซตมันเล่นเป็นสายตีได้เลย FPD มันขึ้นมา185 186อ่ะกลัวถ้าใส่ครบเซตนะเอ้ยไม่ครบดิถ้าใส่ครบน่าจะขึ้นอีกอ่ะใส่แค่3 ชิ้นนะดาเมจขึ้นมาเยอะอยู่อ่ะปั่นดาเมจขึ้นมาหลายพันเลยออกการ์ดด้วยกูจะได้ไปจากแบบนี้อีกทีเฮียมอนมันก็น้อยการ์ดก็ไม่ดรอปเลยมาวี250 อันหมดไปไม่รู้กี่รอบแล้วเฮียการ์ดยังไม่มาสักใบเลยให้ถึงขั้นที่กูต้องกดกัมพอร้องแบบไม่มีเป่ากีดเหรอ
They might have spotted Super Buster at least sensed enough that he was trying to do that.
โดนไอ้เป่ากีดเขา
Trying to get aggressive. This is exactly what PTC was talking about. This guy loves to get up close and personal on these controllers. One of the most aggressive controllers you're going to see at this tournament, and it shouldn't be a surprise to anyone who's watched the SCA region.
แรกกูก็มีปั่นแล้วนะแต่ว่าเป่ากีดก็ยังไม่มีเหมือนกัน
Does manage to get a spot onto one. Buzz going to go down. John Olsen tries to push the cord to get stacks.
มันก็ขึ้นนี่ว่าโอกาสดรอป 0.16 อ๋อกูไม่ได้กดกัมไงกูอยากได้อะขอร้องแล้วกูจะลองเทดาเมจปั่น
Trying to creep in. Chalala manages to come up
เซต
with the
นี้ให้
kill.
ดาเมจมา 7%
From PTC's presence though with that guiding light. Nice flash point forces him back around the
จากการ์ด 7 เลย
corner.
สเต็งอีก 4
Near the cubby.
สเต็งอีก3เป็น 7ได้ดาเมจ 7ได้สเต็งอีก 7
Pull back to the opposite side. He's got it again. The Rolling Thunder crashes through. Manages to stun
ขอร้อง
both.
แล้วขอร้องแล้ว
Holds the aftershock now. Just waiting for them to push before they may have to just end up saving their weapons here. Still going to look to go for it. They will find stacks. It's 3 kills now for Chalala. RB around the corner.
เมื่อกี้กูเจอแอดไอ้คนชื่อ99อ่ะเขาไปปั่นแบบไอ้บาวแลนด์กูอ่ะจะไปหาการ์ดจะได้การ์ดลูกมายาแทนกูเห็นชื่อขึ้นอยู่เพราะว่าน่าจะเป็นไอ้แมปดันนั่นแหละดันที่ตีหายการ์ดหนูกูไปตีมาได้ลูกมายา
You know, during the pistol round, just kind of fold it over. They're able to pick up a couple of rounds, and then it's once again stacks clearing the way. But here, an early pick for King is a big part of this round. This guy is a really, really smart, sharp player. Great shot. He's like maybe the most underrated player on the Vision Strikers. And yeah, there's a guy who doesn't get enough credit, frankly, on this unbelievably star-studded
โอกาสมาเหอะให้ธนูกี่อันแล้วเนี่ยที่โอกาสออกธนูมันก็ไม่ต่างจากการ์ดเท่าไหร่นะขอเถอะ
Stage 1, not so much in Stage 2, I suppose. But
อันนี้คือเกมแรกเหรอ
was constantly in the conversation
สกอร์เป็นไงตอนนี้
one of the best jets in the world. He's completely changed up his style. Mako,
สกอร์เป็นไงตอนนี้
he continues to lurk outside of C. Long gets that nice kill, putting Super Bus
ทำไมอ่ะ
in
คือ
the
ไอ้
dirt.
แถบพวกอินเทอร์เฟซบังอ่ะ
This is not good for full sense here. You can't be throwing over these early picks to the Vision Strikers. That makes things just insanely more difficult with a team that trades very well. Mako so good around the corner. Gonna get John Olsen.
John Olsen just can't swing wide enough, can't pull back far enough. to either get that line of sight to try to out-trade Mako nor to get away. Ends up getting picked off. It's 2 members now dead over at the C site, and Vision Strikers yet again.
เอาการ์ดที่กูดรอปได้เกินไปแลกแอดแล้วมาบอกแอดเอาการ์ดใบนี้ผมเลยครับแล้วเอาการ์ดอะไรของผมลบทิ้งมาแมปเดียวกันไอ้การ์ดวัวเนี่ยไม่ไหวแล้วบอกช่วยด้วยครับด้วยไม่ไหวแล้วหลอนในวัวนี่นะบอลแม่งก็อยู่กระยอมหนึ่งเนี่ย
And Vision Strikers begin to fan out. Mako doing a wonderful job here on this flank, reading it early. We saw this very early on where Full Sense likes to get aggressive into the spawn side of the attackers, and Vision Strikers was very ready for it. And now Mako once again positioned to defend against that, but this time coming from completely different direction.
ไม่รู้ช่องหลักนี่ใครถ่ายอ่ะอ๋อ ESL นะช่องไทยอ่ะอ๋อแสนสี่อ่ะมึงจะไปทำอะไรเวลอ่ะชั้น3อ่ะชั้น3ชั้น4ได้เอายิงได้ทุกชั้นอ่ะมึงลองดูก็ได้นะว่าชั้นไหนมันชิลสุดสำหรับมึงจะได้หมดเลยว่าไปชั้น3ก็ได้ไปดรอปพวกเอาไอ้นั่นด้วยไงเอาไอ้ตัวขนหนังสือที่ทำอะไรหมดเอามาตั้งร้านขายน่าจะได้ราคาดีไม่ก็แบบไปโยนพวกนี้มันรับแพง
who can turn things around in a heartbeat, but just a great angle hold there from Mako. Buzz just clicking head on the push in. Great here for the Vision Strikers so far. The flawless, prime gaming flawless.
Very clean stuff here from Vision Strikers. 3-round lead.
ยังยากกว่าหาฮันเตอร์ไฟอีกเฮียมันก็วิ่งตีทีละตัวเหมือนกันเนี่ยแต่ไม่เห็นดรอปเลยนะ
Full Sense gonna be needing to dig deep to try to turn this around. Don't want to have to get put in those positions that we saw them in the LCQ.
ว่าเจอวิชั่นสไตรเกอร์เนี่ยเดือดอยู่นะทีมเนี้ยด่านนี้ไม่เป็นด่านของบีทอ่ะด่านนี้บีทโคตรดีส่งของโคตรดีปาดซีลองเอลองคือแบบมันตั้งสกิลได้ก่อนแบบมันง้างสกิลได้ก่อนแบบกำแพงเปิดไง
This is what I'm talking about. FS loves to get aggressive towards the spawn side. It's going to be RB's job to try to lock this down. See if he can get that's a great flash from Stacks.
From downtown, he sends it out over by C Long. Sends it straight to the box, manages to get enough of a blind there onto John Olsen, and RB feels comfortable enough for the swing.
Look at this spike. It's in no man's land.
It is.
Ooh, lam. Ooh. Nice spray,ว่ะ
Ready with the Trailblazer.
Yeah.
Slammy Stacks. Oh, man, 3.
ลำไม่ล่าไป3หัวคมๆเฮียลากโคตรสวยอ่ะสวยบัตสวยบัตโอ้โหเอาเรื่องเอาเรื่องว่ะเอาเรื่องว่ะบัตกับลำเอาให้ว่ะกูจะช็อตลำสวยจริงเฮียเบรก3ตัวเบรกชาร์จอ่ะสวยจัดเนี่ยถ้าเมื่อกี้ถ้าเป็นแวนดอลช็อตอย่างเงี้ยไม่ค่อยได้หรอกเนี่ยแต่แม่งคือแฟนทอมเฮียข้อดีของมันที่เห็นหลายทีเลยถ้าเป็นแวนดอลนะตัว2ตัว3เป้าเหินแล้วเฮียเป้าไม่เกาะเหมือนที่เราเอาว่ะโชว์ช็อตสวยๆในเวทีระดับโลกไป1 ทีว่ะเปิดไปเดิมเลยวิจอนสวยช็อตสวยเพราะเมื่อกี้สกายแฟลชไม่ออกมานอกสโมกเลยไม่รู้ว่ามีคนมา
They get punished for it. Huge play there from Lammy, and RB now going to be eliminated off the rip. That's going to be the Seekers offline for this round. Lockdown, Rolling Thunder still available. Buzz and Mako also both just one little bit slice away from having their ultimates available.
That first pick there from John Olsen is him. They set up that smoke earlier, and he just stayed in it. He never got out of it. And this time he kind of baits them a little bit.
เอาชาลาล่ายิงไม่ดีช็อตนี้เนี่ยแหละแม่งแวนดอลไอ้เหี้ยจำไปเลยแวนดอลสตีนเอาบัตสวยโอ้โหดีที่สุดแล้ว
rotating around the back. Looking for the cross as they try to enter the site, but Super Bus is still going to be good for the kill. Mako trades it back, however, making this a 3v3.
ดีเทก็อยู่นะมีอันติสกายไปแล้วมีสตันบีดสตันลองได้เนี่ยเอาเรียบร้อยมันเล่นลองหมดเลยได้เนี่ยเอาจริงเล่นลองหมดเลยเนี่ยของมันยื้อเวลาเยอะว่ะสวยของ PTC เคลียร์นี่ไงเนี่ยบีบโกงเนี่ยเบียร์ซีลองมันเคลียร์ได้เว้ยมันเคลียร์ใกล้ได้เว้ยตามมาให้ได้วิหายแล้วโอ้โหที่มันเอาบ้างที่มันเอาจัดเลยอะไรวะเนี่ย
headshot.
ผมเมื่อกี้ตัว2อะต่อยลำไม่ให้ยิงไม่ดีแต่ต้องบอกไอ้ที่ยิงดีด้วยแม่ซัดหัวเลยวางป้าโคตรดีเลย
3 rounds up. What a play. It seems like they were out of utility, but Mako says, I got this.
He had one grenade left there, able to just be disciplined around these corners, and then starts popping heads, even gets flashed, resets, gets it on the finish on the spike. Unbelievable from Mako. Clutches around here for the Vision Strikers. Another Red Bull clutch. My word. These guys are so talented, and Mako is a guy that always is one of the first players on your lips when you start talking about this team.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, everybody, it's so difficult to really try to assess this squad in determining who's the worst player on Vision Strikers. It's very difficult. But Mako, he gets, a little bit of back corner there. PTC putting him down. I swear, that Arcane Sheriff, it has increased accuracy. I don't know what it is, but whenever I'm using that, suddenly I'm clicking heads like I never have before.
That Arcane buff is real, man.
That's a really great opener there for this PTC. They could try to lure it down and keep it on. You can tell they're wary that somebody is still going to be watching that position. Try to press down through C long yet to recover that.
And that smoke's out of the hands of the Vision Strikers. There's no more. They've got flashes galore, but now there's no ability to cover off angles. Now they are going to sneak out and get John Olsen here. No problems there, and now they could try to take this site. There is still Lammy here, but he's shut right down by King.
Yeah, one thing that's better than a judge is a headshot from a Phantom or a Vandal. Puts him on the ground. Spike's still going to be planted just like that. Vision Strikers back in control despite the early loss of Mako. See if PTC can come up with some more magical shots. Does have the Rolling Thunder if they want to full send it here for this retake.
I think this might be one where you want to save that Rolling Thunder. I mean, maybe you can get something miraculous out of this. But King's going to get shut down from that aftershock.
Does finish him off, as you say. Flashpoint actually turns back into it, so it does receive quite a full blind there. Another one coming through, and Buzz has got the cross angle. He'll finish him off. Last 2 kills for him, and Vision Strikers now going to be 4 rounds up.
I mean, it's so tough to break the Vision Strikers. Once they're able to get time on their post plants, they've set up such great crossfires. They're able to back each other up. The utility is there to follow through. Everything you could want out of them. There's a little bit of a weirdness with King, but that's okay. You're still able to get Buzz in a great spot. They have no idea. It's a good flash to get. I think it was RB's flash there with the guiding light, and then it's a double there for Buzz. And Buzz, one of the less talked about players from Vision Strikers. I mean, I think everybody thinks Stacks, Mako, probably the first 2 that really come to mind. But Buzz, an unbelievable jet. He won a 1v1 jet tournament in Korea and Japan. They're like the best jets from all over Asia. He is actually the Korean jet. I know everybody talks about Soldam. He's really darn good himself, and he had the highest first kills per round in Masters 3. So Buzz is a really talented entry frag.
I mean, there's been plenty of info surrounding Buzz. I mean, you're hearing stuff about these scrims that have been happening here in Asia. 54 kills in a map, there's always this constant chatter surrounding him. So while he might not be the most talked about, I think he's still, he's got there's the due diligence is there when it comes down to the conversation surrounding him. Everybody knows how talented he is. And this was, I'd say, when Vision Strikers decided to pick up Buzz and Mako, this was maybe the one that you and I were the most curious about as far as how this was going to go. Because Buzz, previously was a little bit inconsistent. He was very hot and cold. He had his moments where he would absolutely pop off, but then he would have his moments where he would go in and try to pull off this incredible wasteland and just would get shut down instantly.
นี่ถ้าไม่นับเอาไปซื้อไปมีเบสซิ่งก็30แล้วเนี่ยขุดรอแล้วบอกเลยฟาร์มเพิ่มแล้วนี่ไม่ได้ฟาร์มเพิ่มแต่มาหาการส้นตีนเนี่ยได้กูโคตรหยุดแล้วเนี่ยถ้าได้นี่กูจะไปลงโอการนั่นน่ะเอาดาเมจที่ทำได้ดันได้ไปลงโอการแล้วนะชุดเนี่ยน่าจะลงไหวแล้วกดยา EP น่าจะปั่นดอก 20,000 บวก
Mako used to be a jet. RB used to be a jet. Now they're all over the place. Here we go. Buzz speaking up, just going to crack the site wide open. There's that rolling thunder. Explode things up. But Hawk comes out, but John Olsen going to shut down RB.
มีนั่นมันมีสกิลระเบิดมันมีด้วย
Buzz taken down by Buzz, but then Buzz falls to PTC. Spike, however, did not get stranded on the site, so they're able to go ahead, rotate out, and look to make their way over to the A site, potentially even be here. To see what they land on.
Bandit
around. Trailblazer will try to scout out through the garage. They will try to hide here. Pull away. Not sure if it got the spot onto King or not.
They saw at least somebody from Vision Strikers. That's for sure. That dog got out the door. And definitely spotted members of them. Now they're going to try to push their way in through garage. PTC here, still expecting a B hit off of the information. So Stacks here, dialing something up, trying to change things a little bit. But you got John Olsen in C main there. That's a really nasty crossfire that FS has available for them.
No, push right up over towards Defender's access. Won't take Calamity by surprise. Seems like he wasn't anticipating him to be that far into the site. Now it's two members to try to retake this. PTC having already used the Rolling Thunder. Would really love to have it now.
You can see that PTC very aware that the Vision Strikers really like to have people hanging out on off angles, on flanks, and the window is one of the places where they will stick somebody. King a lot of times, one of the players that really likes to lurk inside of this zone. But I like the setup here from Full Sense, but Vision Strikers just too strong. Just nail 2 headshots with those Phantoms, shut things down, post-plant opportunity now.
King jiggling around, Stacks. I mean, should he need it, does have that Rolling Thunder to get them off the spike, but they're running out of time. And
เห็นแล้วก็ไม่ค่อยมีคนดึงนะว่าราคามันแรงมันอาจจะแรงไปว่าเต็มที่ไม่เกินเอ็มนึงจริงๆราคาเมื่อวานที่กูรับก็ไม่แย่นะ800,000นะถ้าอยากได้กูว่ารับราคานี้น่าจะมีคนพร้อมมาขายอยู่ตอนนี้ไม่ได้อยากตีอะไรถ้าอยากตีนี่คงแบบอยากกดแบบว่ากาตาขึ้นบวก10แต่ก็มันไม่ได้จำเป็นขนาดนั้นมันก็ไม่ได้ช่วยอะไรเยอะก็เลยไม่กดเลย30%ไม่เอาตังค์มาทิ้งอย่ามันเปลืองแคสด้วยไงเปลืองหินนี่ไม่ไหวรอบวกอย่างอื่นนะตอนนี้เพราะนี่ก็ได้เสื้อฟรีมาแล้วบวก9รองเท้าก็ได้มาแล้วตอนนี้กำลังโลโบว่าจะประกาศรับโลโบอยู่เอาเพิ่มดาเมจ 2% ไปถามราคามาเขาบอกว่าน่าจะรับก็น่าจะราคาประมาณ5-6M อะไรเงี้ย
that the Vision Strikers are at least considering it or going to go for a fake. The playbook is so deep.
See what they want to do. John Olsen last time he had the Blade Storm out wasn't able to find too much value. Was cut down by Mako over at C. Long he's going to be playing out in Garage. He's looking to try to slow things up, and the tailwind not quite going to go where he wanted it to. Stacks will strike him down. So yet again, it's going to be a dud of an ult here for John Olsen. Seemingly not in the groove.
This is one of the things that you see from time to time with John Olsen. He has been really nuts so far this year, but he can run cold and he can start making mechanical mistakes like that where he gets punished for it, and that's not good. Again, and the opening pick goes the way of the Vision Strikers. Now they're making their way towards A, where it is just Chalala hanging out up in the top. Rotation here, but we'll see.
เพราะกูยังฝืนไปเล่นสายคีไม่ได้ของยังไม่หนักแน่นพอมีเท้าเทมอีกอย่าไปลงโอกาสเนี่ยอยากจะนาเมจขอแค่ลงโอกาสผ่านทุกวันนะกูทำเท้าเทมได้กูพอใจแล้วจริงๆที่ใครมาโตขอดันนาเมจให้มันลงโอกาสได้แต่จริงถ้าเอาอาชีพที่ลงโอกาสง่ายไปปั้นไหนง่ายแป๊บเดียวเองอะว่าลงอีซี่มากเลยถ้าถามกูแม่งมีสกิลแพรี่การตีมีอะไรด้วยไงตรงช่วงเลดิกอะแม่งสบายกว่าอาชีพอื่นแม่งโดนตียับเลย
find the backside, but it's RBU's ready for it. Shuts him down. Buzz is gonna get
Chalala. ธนูอีกแล้วการ์ดเพื่อนดูมาอีกแล้วเนี่ย
Shots flying through and Vision Strikers right now. I mean, very much looking like
give me your guard, man, Buffalo.
That was a bit of a curse. We kind of got rid of the 9
ไม่ไหวแล้ว
when we were doing the LCQ.
ไม่ได้ทำอะไรเลยดอกสการ์ดแม่งเนี่ยแหละ
become the new one.
อยากจะเอาตังค์ไปรับซื้อแต่ดูตรงว่าไม่น่ามีใครดอกการ์ดสตรีนี่มาขายไม่มีใครน่าใช้แล้วเราใช้ของดีๆดีกว่าเราสายฟรีต้องหาทุกอย่างเพื่อทันดาเมจตัวเอง
5 rounds they were able to pick up on the defenders.
คนอื่นเขาใช้แหวน OTP นี่แต่ถ้ามากูนี่ทำแหวนประดับคาวบอย2ข้างหาการ์ดใส่2อันเพื่อดันดาเมจ 7%แต่ว่าไอ้เข้าใจแล้วแพทเนี้ยไอ้เวอร์ลัสคอร์ทำไมถึงคนเขาถึงรักกำแพงเบียร์ไอ้ที่ after cat ไอ้ after cat ไอ้ after attack ที่เพิ่มตีเร็วอ่ะมันมาส่งผลเยอะกับแพทเนี้ยเพราะ APD มันหายอ่ะแล้วมันได้เยอะอ่ะใช่ก็เนี่ยถ้าใส่เซตอิมเนี่ยไม่ใช่เซตอิมเนี่ยเซตซิลูชั่นน่ะไอ้ที่แรกอ่ะถ้าใส่ขั้นสุดใช่เนี่ยมันจะได้ผลของเซตเดียก็คือใส่ครบ3ชิ้นบวก9หมดใช่ป่ะได้ APD ฟรีแล้วประมาณ2หน่วย APD 1หน่วยแบบ2ขั้นใช่ป่ะแล้วไอ้ตรง after DDX แค่อีกประมาณ 10% ก็ถือว่าได้3-4หน่วยฟรีจากเซตอันเนี้ยเซตฟรีอ่ะถ้าทำได้อ่ะไม่ใช่ดิวิชั่น
I don't know how superstitious Stacks is. I don't think that guy is cold blooded. I don't think any of that matters to him. The only thing that matters is getting the win. And yeah, you can see how impressive it has been for the Vision Strikers to keep that out of the hands of John Olsen for this long. Because you can see what he can do. He's absolutely devastating. He's one of the best.
ผมจะบอกว่าบุกง่ายก็ง่ายจะก็ยากเอาจริงมัน3 บอมมันเหมือนดูบุกง่ายนะแบบ3 บอมแต่บอมมันไตมันแบบรีเทคยาก
Get himself in a position to try to punish this potential push from the Vision Strikers, who are setting up, looking pretty keen, trying to get into the space.
Buzz does have Blade Storm popped. Just in case he needs it, Cyber Cage going to come up. First off shot, just taking away the Trailblazer. Blind does go through, gets Chala inside of the Cyber Cage. Push comes out, the blind timing's perfect, and Buzz takes John Olsen's head right off. Now the lockdown's going to be used on the site. The Seekers not going to be finding too much. They know exactly where Vision Strikers is. They just can't get to them right now. PTC does have a cheeky little spot, however, in heaven. It's not going to be caught by that lockdown. It's about half HP down on King. Can't get that finish yet. Doesn't quite have a great angle for the aftershock. It's him and Lammy against the world. He comes jumping out, looks to find one, will get Buzz, transfers to King, but Stax shuts him down, and now it's all on Lammy Snacks, and he's got to push blindly through this Astro Wall. Makes his way in, doesn't know which way to look. Stax will strike him down. It's 9-3 on the half.
This is just so impressive for the Vision Strikers. You can see that they are so good, crossing their T's, dotting their I's. Everybody's in a position to cover each other. The crossfires are amazing. Everybody knows their role. They're doing their jobs. Mako, again, knows about these long lurks from FS and is ready for it.
Yep, just wonderfully done. Great lurk in the back. Knows Buzz is going to be coming through. Strikes him down in Stacks. I mean, talk about side anchors. He is one of the greatest in the business.
Absolutely insane. I mean, he's one of the best clutch performers in the world, too. The guy has so many 1vx's. I can't even hold him.
Absolutely incredible. But guys, that's the first half done. We're going to throw back over to the desk to break down the action.
Yeah, what a start for Vision Strikers 9-3. I know we talk about the curse of the 9-3 curse, but 9 rounds there right off the bat, Sean. Great look for Vision Strikers.
I don't think there's any kind of curse that's going to save these guys in the second half, too, because Stax is dominating this game with utility. He has a ton of frags that go with it, but dear God, his fault is could have been 5.
Round 6. He flashes from what I'm going to call Narnia all the way over so that they can secure the kill on John Olsen, who goes, I want to be, aggressive on the defense. We expect John Olsen to do that. And then the comms must have been wild because, of course, they're calling. The Jets pushing aggressive. He goes all the way from Seat Long and goes, and then like a 30-40 My goodness.
He jumped for it as well. It was great. But what did you make of the aggression from the side of Full Sense? Were you a fan of it?
I actually don't mind it when you're expecting a lot of utility to burst from the side. You yourself might not be able to deal with it as much. Maybe disrupt before they even get to the point of being able to lay that utility down. I don't mind that. And we saw some really nutty 3Ks from some of the gunners from Full Sense. So when it works, but it becomes predictable very quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. I think their early rounds were great. It's their late rounds where they lacked. The 1v2 to RB in the A site, the 1v3 to Mako over there at C, right? I think Lammy Snacks made a couple key mistakes. The round after the bonus where he gets caught in garage behind the box, the round into 1-on-3 against Mako where he pushes him and it's the first death. Those are key deaths on very, very big rounds, right? The tide of this half.
No, I just want to point out before we go forward, how many ults did Stacks get? How many orbs was he firing?
Nearly 5.
He almost got 5. It should have been 5.
That's incredible, wow.
Well, do you guys think they're going to close out here in the second half?
It would be strange if they don't.
Yeah.
9-3 curse, it happens.
It doesn't happen here, though.
I mean, Sean is very adamant. I'm going to get on that boat as well.
Oh, well, Sean and Jay are both very adamant. Vision Strikers are going to take this. Paper Thin and Kilios over to you for the second half.
Thank you very much.
ตัวนี้อ่อยตัวไงดิวเวอร์อยากหาตัวช็อตกันก่อนดิวเวอร์มี2 ใบแล้ว
Needs to be happening right here for the side of Full Sense. Now they're over onto the attack. This is where they can see if they can pull it off. Vision Strikers, of course.
แต่นี่คือยังเปิดอยู่อ่ะแล้วเปิดตอนแรกไปทำอะไรไปเดินเควสหรือว่าไปเรื่อยเปื่อยเลยเหมือนกันตอนแต่วันนี้ดีอ่ะวันนี้กูหาเวลาตีเพราะกูเปิดแล้วเดินเควสไงเดินเควสพอดีเลย2 อันอ่ะถึง16.2อ่ะตอนแรกกะว่าจะทำอิลูชั่นต่อแต่เดี๋ยวพักไว้ก่อนดีกว่าแต่เควสมันก็ไม่ได้ยากเท่าไหร่นี่หว่าใช่ไหมมันเพลินนะแต่ว่าถ้าบางคนอาจจะไม่ได้เตรียมของมาติดตรงไอบีโจอะอะไรนะเลเวลไหนวะที่ให้ตีบอสเหรอ
They're anticipating that this is not going to be an 8 hit. That's why we're going to have 2 members cycling back so they can have a
ที่สู้ตัวนั้นสู้ตัวเลเวลอะ
further forward.
ใช่เหรอซัดหมดอะ
And obviously, this is such a huge
กูดักคอโดนดาเมจ2 เท่าแล้วกูกดยา EDP แบบคอร์สอิมแพคดอก400,000เจ็บรัวๆเลยอะยัดหน้ามันอะ
Kind of an awkward place here. Looks like they are
กด
going to be
EDP
setting
ยัดหน้า
up
มัน
the
หมดอะ
scene
ตัวนั้น
and
อะ
running out.
The king just spotted
แต่ตอนที่มันให้เราลงบีโจนั่นก็คือดันบีโจแบบปกติเลยครับแบบเราก็สามารถไปโดนได้ทุกวันเหรออันนั้นอะอ๋อแล้วเราก็ทำเควสได้ด้วยดิแค่เควสบอร์ดที่มันฆ่าบีโจทุกวันอะใช่ปะมันมีเควสให้ฆ่าบีโจด้วยนะไม่ใช่ไอเควสนู้นด้วยนะเควสที่เหรียญแรงด้วยเควสแรงมันก็มีเควสให้ฆ่าบีโจนะเควสแรงอันสุดท้ายเลยที่บอกให้ฆ่าบอสอะคือบีโจอันนี้แหละ
I mean, what are you going to do against Stacks when he's on
มัน
fire like
รีชั่วโมงวันหนึ่งเหมือนกันปะบีโจอะ
This is what he's known for. He's one of the best headshot percentages players that we have in Asia. I mean,
การบีโจที่หมดนี่คือใส่เสื้อได้ใช่ปะ
the only guy who ever tops him in that stat. He's just unbelievable. Pistols, guns. It
ตัว
does
ตัว
not
นี้
matter.
ที่บอกกูเมื่อวานที่กูถาม
Doming people.
เดต้าไม่บวกเลยวะยังไม่ไปเช็คเลย
clean here.
ขอการ์ดตอนนี้กูขอไอ้วัวเหอะที่กูคิดดูแล้วกันไอ้ที่แมงแดงนี่ไม่เคยกดแทบไม่เคยกดกัมเลยไอ้ที่ไอ้วัวที่กดกัมแล้วอะกูไม่ไหวแล้วอะรีบดับที่ได้ไปทีเพื่อนไม่ไหวแล้วเพื่อน
Heavy disadvantage that they find themselves in right now, still looking to play this out. Normally, not going for
กูตอนนี้นึกไม่ออกก็ไปแม็กมา
but a star action in there.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised. I
ไม่
thought
ลองไอ้เมืองวัวรัดด้วย
FS is a
ไป
team
ลองปะ
that
ล่ะ
will
ยังไม่ไปลองเลย
occasionally, push the envelope on these eco rounds, on these anti-eco. Let's call it that.
ไปลองแล้วเหรอ
On the back foot after the pistol round, and I think this will be the
อ๋อ
opportunity.
มันไม่
So I
มันเป็น
was
มอน
kind of curious if
ไม่
they were
ไม่
going to
แพ้
do it
ธา
on
ตุ
the
เนี่ย
first
ทำอะไร
half
ธาตุ
as
เนี่ย
well,
มันเป็น
but
หุ่นยนต์
Vision Strikers winning both pistols makes it pretty likely that they're going to come through and win this. If you saw, I think a Masters 2 is something like 85 or 89% of the time. If you won,
ก็คือแทงนานเนี่ยแทงแป๊บนึงอะ
I mean, it's an incredibly damaging.
คือไอ้เรื่องเลือดไม่ใช่ปัญหาอยู่แล้วแต่คือแทงดาเมจมันยังไม่แรงเนี่ยจบช้า
Just look at this as a bit of a warm up. Granted, this is their
กู
map.
ปั่นไปฟอสเข้าดอก 20,000 กด EDP ก็เหมือนจะแรงนะแต่คือเลือดแม่งเป็นแสนอะไปฟอสอะมอนเฮ้ยกูได้ธนูอีกแล้วไอ้เบียร์เป็นบ้าไปแล้วธนูมาอีกแล้วเย้ธนูมาอีกนี่เวลกูเท่าไหร่แล้วเวลกูไม่ขึ้นเลย153เองนะยังไม่ได้ทำอะไรเลย
But then where do they want to go from there? I guess Breeze.
เดี๋ยวถ้าเวิร์รับมันเวิร์มึงไปตีกูก็ได้ถูกเวิร์ปั่นให้ก็เดินไปช่วยแข่งแบบแยกๆกันถ้ามันเวิร์กนะหมายถึงว่ามันเวิร์กนะ
from the Vision Strikers, but that got saved till last. So pretty interesting to see this from Vision Strikers.
พวกไบฟอสไม่ไหวแต่จริงตามหลักข้ามใดเราต้องอยู่แถวพวกไบฟอสโอ้ยเนี่ยไบฟอสมันเดือดเกินเลือดมันเป็นแสนเลยไอ้หุ่นยนต์ก็เลือดเป็นแสนนะแต่ว่ามันสกิลมอนมันไม่โหดเท่าไบฟอสมันก็แบบแค่มาลุมตีก็โง่แค่นั้นนะมันเยอะเฉย
and also the Vision Strikers prefer the Van.
ดูดิ
not the Van.
เขาโอกาสสูงสุด7เขายังดรอปกันเลยเฮียการ์ดกูสูงสุดที่6ไม่เห็นดรอปเลย
one shot at any range that you have.
ที่พอเวลาไปแมปปกติดรอปปล่อย
Of course, is one of them because
นี่ไม่ดรอปเลยครับเพื่อนฝูง
highlight reels where he's just able to get these incredible spray
เขามากัน
transfers
รัว
with
ๆ
the
เลย
Vandal. Something
Lakia as well. If we go to that.
But yeah, we'll have to just wait and see what they do have prepared for that map.
แล้วดันธนาธรลงยากกว่าเบียร์
These what looks like to be the last few rounds. I hope that's not the
คือ
case.
กูจะไปลงเอากาตาธนานกาตาธนานเนี่ยกูจะเอาไว้ปั่นมอนธรรมดาแล้วเดี๋ยวกูจะทำกาตาโฮลี่อีกอันหนึ่งที่ใส่นี่เหรอเพราะกูจะทำเอาธนาไว้ปั่นมอนไงดาเมจมันหนักแล้วกูจะทำโฮลี่อีกอันหนึ่งใส่แบบม้าดำไว้ปั่นแบบพวกบอสในโอการหรือบอสที่อื่นอะไรเงี้ยบอสในดันแต่ธนาจะเอาไว้ปั่นเพราะธนามันครอบคลุมดาเมจมันหนัก
in this first series.
Yeah, it is their first land for Valorant. I don't think that means quite as much because most of these players for full sense have played on lands in other titles before. So I think there's quite a bit of better experience on this team. John Olsen, PTC, widely considered to be two of, if not the two best tech shooting players ever in Thai history.
วันนี้มีเรื่องพีคจากกูจะไปทำเรื่องที่ ไอธนาคารกรุงเทพพี่แล้วเสร็จแล้วไม่ต้องให้กูไปที่สาขาที่เปิดก็คือสาขามอเราแล้วพอกูไปธนาคารแม่งเหมือนกลายเป็นห้องเก็บของไปแล้วแล้วกูเลยไปถามยามยามบอกว่าธนาคารปิดตั้งแต่โควิดมาแล้วหนุ่มปิดไม่มีกำหนดเลยแม่เปิดอีกทีก็คือหลังโควิดหาย
อย่างนี้เรียบร้อย
ปัดกูทำที่ไหน
เขาบอกว่าตอนนี้สาขาที่รับเรื่องแทนคือสาขาราชวิถีกูต้องไปราชวิถี
กูทำที่เดมอลท่าพระอะไรปิดที่แมคโครไม่ได้เพราะอะไร
มันกูให้เขาดูแล้วเขาบอกว่ามันทำไม่ได้เขาบอกว่าต้องเอาสมุดบัญชีไปแล้วก็ไปยื่นให้พนักงานที่สาขาที่เราเปิด
แล้วว่าพนักงาน
วันนี้กูเลยแบบโอ้เสียเวลาแบบวิ่งไปวิ่งมาเฮีย
กูไปปิดที่ TMB ที่เปิดที่เนี่ยแมคโครแล้วกูปิดที่เดมอลท่าพระได้
ไม่กูมันไม่ได้เรื่องปิดอย่างเดียวกูจะไปเรื่องให้มันทำเข้าแอปธนาคารในมือถือเนี่ยพกเปลี่ยนมือถือใหม่ไงซึ่งมันต้องให้พนักงานทำแบบว่าหน้าตู้อ่ะซึ่งบัตรกูไม่มีเพราะบัตรกูมันโดนตัดไปแล้วตั้งแต่เรียนจบที่มันเจาะรูเราอะเบียนะมันก็คือปิดไปแล้วอะ
throughout the last year, but they're still, you can see here today,
they're really strong,
especially on the attacker side.
ว่าแล้วกูเห็นสภาพโอ้โหเรียกว่าเงียบเบียเรียกว่านิดนึงคือล้างกูเข้าไปเจอยามแล้วก็มีเด็กเดินอยู่ไม่กี่คนนะแต่ก็มีเด็กใส่ชุดนักศึกษาอยู่นะแต่ก็ยังมีบางสาขาที่เขาให้ไปเรียนอยู่แต่น้อยแบบพิเศษแล้วคือเนี่ยกูกำลังพูดเลยเพราะว่ากูอยากกินไอ้ข้าวไอ้ร้านนั้นใช่ป่ะไอ้ร้านห้องแอร์ที่เราไปนั่งกินบ่อยในถั่วน้อยอ่ะกูขี่เข้าไปเลยตั้งแต่ร้านนั้นยัน3 แยกไอ้ร้านตีอ่ะที่อยู่ตรง3 แยกตรงกลางปิดหมดเรียกว่าเหมือนถั่วน้อยล้างอ่ะ
ถั่วน้อยตรงที่ฝั่งลงรถมาเลยแค่ตรงแถวพิซซ่า
ฝั่งตรงข้ามเราตรงข้ามทางเข้ามอคือร้านปิดหมดเลยเว้ยร้านที่แบบเราเคยกินกูจะเข้าไปซื้อไอ้ข้าวผงกะหรี่ร้านห้องแอร์ที่เราไปนั่งกินปิดหมดเงียบกริบไม่มีแบบแล้วเหมือนจะไม่มีกำหนดเปิดนะเขาบอกช่วงนี้เขาไม่เปิดหรอกเพราะเสียงเรียนมันน้อยเปิดมันไม่คุ้มแล้วจริงๆน้ำพวกนี้เขาอร่อยเนาะน่าทำลงแอปนะจะสั่งกินทุกวันเลยกูอยากกินมากเลยแถวบ้านกูตรงโซนนี้มันร้านข้าวมันไม่อร่อยเหมือนโซนแถวมอเราอะแถวมอเราแม่งของจริงทั้งนั้นจะกินผัดผงกะหรี่แถวบ้านกูไม่มีร้านไหนทำผัดผงกะหรี่ขายเลยนะไม่มีเลยแถวนี้ขายไอ้ขี่ไปซื้อกินแม่งปิดหมดทุกอย่าง
Full sense say, we're taking this round. We're not going down with only 3 under our belt. They will find a 4th.
Well, you were just talking about Emilio's PTC comes up huge when FS needs it most. What a play there around the corner. Knows that Mako's probably going for the half here on this Red Bull clutch. Look at this. There's the right click. Just taking 2 down. And then right away, catches Mako as he's still trying to get to the half. And then probably going to pull it. But he's got the great senses, the great timing.
แล้วไม่ชอบด่าช่องแชทไอ้เหี้ยเชื่องหลอนเลยเหี้ยมันถึงโดนเรียกว่าไอ้แม่โลจิตเนี่ยไม่ด่าแบบไม่สนแบบใครพิมพ์เหี้ยมากูนิดนึงอ่ะก็ลองไปถามพ่อมึงดูสิครับน้องไอ้เหี้ยแล้วมีตอนที่ไปถึงไอ้เบอร์นีวันแรกอ่ะเขานั่งกินโค้กแล้วเขานั่งไลฟ์เขาพูดเหี้ยไม่ได้ด่าเขาแค่ไปเรื่อยไอ้แชทไม่แซวเต็มเลยไอ้เหี้ยไอ้แว่นนี่มันเมาโค้กไอ้เหี้ยมันหลอนโค้กไอ้เหี้ยหลอนโค้กที่เบอร์นินไปกูจะรู้อ่ะมันด่าแชทแบบใครพิมพ์เหี้ยแบบไม่เข้าตานิดนึงมันเอาเลยโอ้โหเนี่ยได้ของอันเนี้ยโอกาสต่อทุกการ์ดดูดิแต่การ์ดไม่ดรอปเนี่ยเพื่ออะไรอ่ะ0.26โอ้โห0.26ก็มันมีการ์ดจริงบัวสรุปไปตัวเนี้ยไม่เข้าเดี๋ยวนะมังกรมันเป็นท่าโฮดี้ไงไอ้มังกรทองเป็นท่าโฮดี้ไงไอ้ตัวดำมังกรเป็นท่าโฮลี่เยอะเว้ยก่อนอ่ะใช่มังกรทองมันเยอะมังกรทองมัน 70% น่ะแล้วมังกรอื่นก็ค้างกันไปแล้วมังกรทองมาสึกแพ้สึกในท่าโฮลี่ด้วยไงแพ้ชาโดว์แล้วต้องเอากาต้าน้ำไปปั่นกาต้าโฮลี่ปั่นมังกรไม่เข้าอ่ะปั่นเข้าดอก 3-4 พันไอ้มังกรน่ะไม่ต่างกันอ่ะเพราะถ้ากูปั่นเข้าแค่ 3-4 พันเวลาดูดเลือดมันก็ดูดหน่อยเพราะมันดูดแค่ 10-15% ก็เข้าแค่นั้นนะ
will find stacks and now it all falls to Mako 30 HP in a dream but it's going to become a
แต่
nightmare
ซาร่ากูเข้าไปเมื่อวันก่อนนะไอ้วันที่กูเข้าไปวันแรกกูลองกูมีกัมติดไปด้วยไงแต่พอเข้าไปเมื่อวันก่อนของโคตรน้อยเลยเบียดแทบไม่ดรอปเลยเพื่อน
They don't give the information away to Lammy Stacks.
ของในซาร่าแทบไม่ดรอปเลยว่ะ
Around the corner, they pop, they come around the corner. RB gets 2 with that Sheriff. Incredible stuff here from the Vision Strikers to at least get something out of an eco round. And then King lurking around on the site gets a gun, but Super Bus nice to get over to that corner to catch King off guard.
3มึงไปตรงแถวไอ้พวกไบฟอสดิแต่ว่าไม่ใช่ในดันนะพวกข้างหน้าที่เป็นพวกมอนพวกแองก้าแมนติสพวกอะไรพวกนั้นน่ะไอ้หน้าเมืองโมลาหน้าทางเข้าเมืองโมลานั่นน่ะมันพวกนั้นน่ะมันก็ขึ้นดีอยู่นะมันก็ได้ตัวเป็นแสนเลยนะมันไม่โหดเท่ามอนในดันไบฟอสด้วยเพราะมันมอนคนละแบบกันนะที่มีพวกเป็นบุกเป็นบัตรด้วยนั่นอะไรเงี้ยนั่นน่ะเพราะการ์ดก็ขายได้แบบนั้นนะก็ลองไปตรงนั้นดูยังไม่ได้ลองเหมือนกันเพราะอยากจะไปหาไอ้การ์ดแมนติสเก็บไปเหมือนกันแมนติสแดงอะวอลนี่เป็นแรกโอ้โหนี่อ่ะปืนช็อตกันดรอปอีกหนักไว้ไอ้ธนูอีกปืนช็อตกันได้โอกาส 0.05 กูบอกแอดมินเอาวันนี้แลกการ์ดได้ป่ะโอกาสมันเท่าการ์ดเลยเนี่ยกูดรอปเลยที่ไปกรอกที่กินเพิ่มเลือดขอแลกได้ไหมครับโอกาสดรอปเท่ากันเลยครับมาเทศ
John Olsen looking away for just a moment but does manage to identify that Stacks is behind the box
ที่ไหนไปฟอสเหรอแสดงว่าไปฟอสบอลมันสเปลเยอะวะเนี่ยกูนึกว่ามีเฉพาะในดันนั่นแหละไปเข้าตรงกลางของการ์ดเฮมอะประสาทตรงกลางอะแล้วลงไป F2 อะชันมึงต้องเข้าแคสเซิล2วะแคสเซิล2อะใช่ป่าววะลองเข้าที่การ์ดเทมมันแล้วแคสเซิล2อะดันเจียนอะที่มันจะมีพวกวันเดอร์เลอร์มีเลยใช่ป่ะล่ะนั่นใช่ป่ะในนั้นอะแคสเซิล2เพราะแคสเซิล1มันคือเรดิกปกติ
Dude, RB does such a good job of making the rolling thunder from PTC
ผ่านมา15 ทีแล้วกัมอะไลวี่เวล
He's throwing his guiding lights down the hall here to keep Buzz safe to not allow that push through short and that keeps short safe for both those players. Gives them the crossfire and then they're able to just come through 1, 2, 3. King picks up a couple big kills along the way. This Vision Strikers team is so disciplined, they're so smart, they're so savvy. It is almost impossible to break through their defenses.
That gives them the lockdown. They have such great defensive tools now available to them with the Rolling Thunder as well.
Get out of my way.
The blades are popped by John Olsen. Spots one. Mako again going to be in the back of sight. And he's just going to go ahead and use that opportunity to get across to the opposite side. In that back left corner. See John Olsen. Not necessarily privy to this information that Mako has transferred spots. Maybe they're going to be popped. That's just going to further delay. There, just in case he needs to use the lockdown to further dissuade them.
Not much information gained here for full sense. They don't really have much of an idea of where the Vision Strikers are or what they want to do. There's nobody that's pushed up towards Ace. You can see the pings coming down here for the Vision Strikers as they know that the push is beginning towards A main here. Trailblazer is going to start on RB. Yep.
RB trying to go for a push here. Cybercase going to deny his vision away though.
ของมึง 0.13 มันยังดรอปกูกดกัมนะ0.26 มันยังไม่ดรอปเลย
Done by him. Team alive. He rotate back over towards C. Now, no one's going for the garage approach. It's just going to be a full 5-man hit.
โอ้โหอะไรวะไอ้ดูมึงดีจริงๆกว่าไก่พวกดันไอ้พวกแบบบอลอย่างเงี้ยไอ้เหี้ยป่วยไปที่ไหนมึงลั่นไม่พักเลยไอ้เหี้ยแต่มึงลั่นได้พักจริงไอ้เหี้ยมึงลั่นแบบเวอร์มากดูดิกัมกับเหี้ยแล้วก็ไม่ได้กดไอ้เหี้ยแต่ลั่นไม่พักเลย
He pulls it off in an instant. The defuse is there, and Vision Strikers have locked in their 12th round win.
Unbelievable. Buzz just hits that storm and doesn't hesitate for a second. Just gets up in the air. Of busting that side open. It was a hard slog, but the Vision Strikers just enough at the end, just enough in the tank to get that done. My word here, Mako getting an incredible double around the corner. They don't check that angle. That's a huge punish there for the strikers. And Buzz up and over, right click. To get the clutch. Oh my good.
Very clean, very smooth there from Buzz. This is a nice spot. I don't know why he's been highlighted, why he's been put into so many, top 20 player lists. Players that are here at this event.
ABS อ๋อยังอยู่นี่มันก็ไม่ค่อยมีคนซื้อนี่หว่ามันออกมา2 อันเองตอนแรกมันตั้งร้านมี7 อันนะร้านเนี้ย
Again, looking to play a bit of a nice little duo here over at a long. Trailblazer will start.
ไว้ไนท์ 15M ไม่มีคนรับหินม่วงของการเทียมอันละ 50,000 เนี่ยกูดึงมาละ 30,000 ไอ้วันนั้นที่ลากมา
So darn well. Good fault line. Buzz able to dash out of the way. RB follows up.
Oh, he just lands right in front of PTC, but still manages.
ใช่เพราะมึงเจาะรูได้เลยนี่ใช่ป่ะเอาไปเจาะรูคืออาชีพมึงใช้เจาะรูคุ้มกว่าใช้ออฟเหรอ
Oh, the transfer from one to the other.
ถ้าสมมติใช้กับแหวนเทปมันไม่คุ้มกว่าเหรอถ้าสมมติอนาคตอะแบบใช้เป็นออฟอะออฟใช้กับแหวนเทปแล้วให้ติดไอออฟไปสปีดออฟไลท์อะมันจะได้แทงแบบรัวๆเลยแล้วมันจะได้เอฟเฟกต์เพิ่มอีกจากแหวนเทปนี่กับถ้าใส่คู่นะ
To finish Haven, my word, that was
such a good
performance here from the Vision Strikers. Everything you would expect. Stacks was nuts on the attacker side. RB and Buzz were so well coordinated on the defender side.
ก็คือหินแดงนี่คือออฟก็คือว่ามันจะออฟไปก็คือจะได้ทั้งเจาะรูทั้งออฟเลยเหรอ
This is if you're in this group, this is what you do.
อ๋อก็คือไว้ออฟซ่อมว่างั้นดิว่าตอนหลังที่เราจะเปลี่ยนแล้วแค่ออฟแล้วทับการ์ดไปเลยใช่ไหมแล้วการ์ดหายปะถ้ามึงออฟโดยหินแดงอ๋อมันก็คืนอยู่ในตัวมาให้
Fortunately, this just wasn't enough for them.
ก็คือไอหินแดงนี่คือเอาไว้คือเอ็นเกมก็คือเป็นเท้าเทปวิ่งมาแล้วโอ้ก็คือว่าเท้าเทมเอ็นเกมก็คือมันจะได้ทั้งเจาะรูได้ทั้งออปชั่นเลยฮะเอาง่ายมาแล้วกูใส่สดเลยนี่เราใส่สดเลยได้ดาเมจเพิ่มอีก 3%กว่าจะมา
Prepping for this event, they have gone hard in the paint to try to make sure that they take home the trophy at the end of it all. It's a solid first step, but there's so many more after that. There's still a map 2, potentially a map 3, let alone the rest of the bracket, then the playoffs. But it's a solid beginning full sense for their sake. Let's hope
เขาบอกว่า GG ทักว่า GG แล้วก็พิมพ์ว่าได้ข่าวว่าหามา2 วันกูไม่เคยบอกใครเลยที่ว่า GM ที่กูพิมพ์แชทไปหาที่ Facebook อะ
that they can answer back in Breeze, have a strong performance, and take us to Icebox.
Absolutely. I mean, full sense here needs to readjust its
pace. So that GM ป่ะ
they're not too sure what they're doing either. Neither
กูพิมพ์บอก GM ไปในแชทอะมันชื่อว่ามา OC
Yeah, all I know is that this is
กูไม่ได้เคยบอกใครไปเลยนะเว้ยในเกมอะเนี่ยกูพิมพ์ไปหา GM วันนี้เนี่ยกูเอาไอ้ในเดทไมเซิร์ฟเวอร์อะแปะไอ้ตัวไอ้เฮียบัวตัวนี้ไปแล้วถามว่าการ์ดตัวนี้มีในระบบไหมครับตีมา 2-3 วันแล้วไม่ดรอปเลยดรอปแต่อีกตัวหนึ่งนี่กูบอกแค่นี่กูบอกไปว่าตอนเย็นเนี่ยไอ้เฮียมันคือ GM เหรอไอ้สัตว์กูจะหลอนนี่ทำไงดีพี่ควรอยู่ต่อปะเหลือกั๊มอีก12 นาทีหรือว่าควรไกลปูไอ้เหี้ยไอ้ตัวนี้เพิ่งดรอปใบแรกอ่ะกูได้มาใบ 1มาดำได้มาเมื่อวานเนี่ยเก็บไว้จะรอทำโฮลี่ไอ้โปรเจกต์กาตาโฮลี่ยังไม่ได้ทำเลยดิเควสอะบวก 9ดิก็ทำ ใช่เอาแค่เสื้อยังไม่ได้เอาอย่างอื่นใช่ก็คือเหรียญก็คือหมดเลยเอาแค่เสื้อมาเพราะว่ามันได้ดาเมจไงมันได้ดาเมจเพิ่มมาจากไอเสื้อเก่า25ดาเมจอะแล้วก็ได้ไอออปชั่นจากหมู่7 9เยอะขึ้นด้วยไงเรื่องคีย์ดาเมจกับดีเลย์แอคแท็กคือมันมีให้เลือก2เซตด้วยเป็นเซตโรลลิ่งแอคแท็กโดยเฉพาะเลยอะมันเขียนชัดเลยว่าถ้าใส่ครบอะโรลลิ่งแอคแท็กคือถ้าปั่นกูจะแรงขึ้นประมาณ 30% อะแต่ว่ากูไม่ได้เอากูเอาเซตที่มันเพิ่มตีไวมาเพราะว่ากูเอาไว้ใส่เผื่อเป็นเอ็นเกมเลยเผื่อเอาไว้ใส่แบบไปใช้ได้ระยะยาวๆอะใส่เอ็นเกมสายคลิกยังไงก็ต้องไปใช้เสื้อไอ้ดันนั้นว่ะไอ้ดันซาต้ามอลล็อกอะไอ้ดันที่มันเป็นชุดฮีโร่อะอันนั้นน่ะน่าจะดีกว่าไอ้ที่กูเคยหาในเทิร์ฟเลย์นะที่กูประกาศหาหนักๆราคาแรงๆอะอันนั้น